Righto, guys, let's get into it. We are going to talk about some Glenbawn bass. We just did a bass trip with Boothy and Banksy. It was a little bit tough for us, but I managed to get a real decent one on surface. It was fantastic.
That you did. It was a cracking fish, mate.
Yeah.
And we also dibble in on the spring bite again on Yellas because it is heating up so good.
And they are milking everywhere.
Yeah, be careful of that.
We got a story about that in the episode.
100%.
Yeah. And then, we got to talk a bit of a funny about a didgeridoo story with our good mate Jared.
Yeah, one of the best stitch-ups we've seen in the old
Stay
tinny.
tuned to that. Not going to spoil too much on that one.
As well as a few boat dog stories in the old Whiskey Approved episode.
Whiskey approved episode. How good are boat dogs?
You cannot beat them, mate. They're best friends for a reason.
Yeah, mate. Old Whiskey, old Foxy Cross Jack Russell is a great boat dog. Absolutely.
It's got to be licked before it's flicked.
And we get to share a story that was sent into us on Gmail.
Yeah, we picked out a story for this week's episode.
It's
Cracking
funny.
story.
So stay tuned.
Righto, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Codtails podcast. I'm Az.
I'm Dane. Sorry, finished my beer there.
Wash it down.
So, Az, last trip on the weekend, bit of a long one.
It was a long one, mate. Luckily, we had good company.
Yeah, we did. Good old Banksy and Boothy joined us on for the weekend, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think we more joined them.
Yeah, no, I was definitely the tag along. I remember I messaged you. I had the 15th off and went, hey, mate, let's go chase some yellas. And you're like, actually,
I'm going bass fishing.
I'm going bass fishing. And then luckily I got to tag along with those three boys and have a bit of a fish. Fantastic.
It was good, mate. Yeah, bit of an eye-opener as well.
Yeah, slow fishing. But
It was, yeah, as fishing can be. But we did try and aim for the early spring bite and just kind of missed it, I reckon. We were just out of the ballpark there, but the water temp's looking fantastic. The edge looks unreal.
It was getting hotter every day. There was more fish action on the edge. It was getting proper.
It is going to be cricket scores this year at Glenbawn. I can see it happening.
Yeah, for sure. We tried our heart out on everything we could chuck at them. We tried footy jigs, we tried soft plastics, chatterbaits, jerk baits,
top water,
spinners, beetle spins.
Yeah,
you name it, we tried it.
We might as well just picked up the tackle trays and tipped them over the side because we give them a pretty good variety.
Yeah, well, what we got down there on the Thursday night, we left Thursday about lunchtime and, moseyed on down, went through Scone.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful. And then got to Glenbawn, got packed, got on the water, then, moseyed on around for a little while. Couldn't buy a fish for the first afternoon pretty much.
Nah, I didn't even know what a hit was.
Until it started getting dark. And then, not bad. I mean, it's a little bit early for top water.
It is, yeah. We did both tie it on and said, well, this is probably the last time we'll tie a surface on for the rest of the weekend. But we had two blow-ups in about 3 or 4 minutes. And we're like, shit, we're on here. Let's go.
Yeah, I got a 39 to the 4 because she was a nice and healthy fish.
It was a good fish.
And probably only had about a metre of water or less.
Yeah, probably doing about, if at a stab, I reckon 1.2. I would have loved to have weighed it. Banksy got a same size fish and went 1.2. So
And chunky fish. And you had a bust up on the surface that has left you shook.
I've never had a bass move water like a cod does.
No, we're both, and it's starting to get dark. We can't see jack shit. And he cast out, and there's a little bit of a thicket on the edge, and it's probably only 2 metres from the bank. And this thing went off like a shotgun, kind of like a cod.
Yeah.
It was weird.
The worst part was I didn't even put a hook into it, and it wouldn't come back. And, you got your 1.2 a couple minutes later and moved a quarter of the water this thing did.
That thing, I don't know what – I don't know. We had some theories like, you reckon it was a cod?
Yeah, well, they do get the odd cod in Glenbawn, but how rare is another tale?
Yeah, that's right. I've never heard of it. Well, not personally. I've seen photos of people get out of there, but as a cod fishery,
No.
it's not something I'd go there to chase.
Nope.
No, which led us with a bit of sorrow, got back to the boat ramp, back to the little bungalow, and we turned one on a little bit.
Yeah, tipped back a few, and I reckon my surface fish ended up being about an 80-pound cod by the end of the night.
Yeah, we didn't get much sleep over that couple of days, did we?
Poor Boothy.
Yeah, poor Boothy. He goes to bed a bit earlier than the rest of us boys, and
He's the smart one out of us.
yeah, we're living off 3 to 4 hours night sleep every night, sort of thing. Getting up at 4, going to bed at 12.
Yes.
Silly things you do.
That's right.
But yeah, we got back out there and on the Saturday and tried our hardest. Actually, tried our hearts out on the Friday. Sorry, I'm getting a day ahead of myself.
Yeah, Friday. Yep.
On the Friday, we ended up getting we got some yella. We got a yella.
Got a yella.
Got a bass. Vertical jigging bass too. And
Yeah, it was, yeah.
and then went for some lunch. Then we came back and tried trees in the Arvo. And that was the most disgusting bass I've ever seen, the thing you pulled up.
Yeah, one-eyed bandit. Well, actually, you pretty much
No-eyed
blind. Yeah, so that bass was blind, both eyes.
Both eyes.
Managed to find a
3-inch soft plastic.
McCarthy plastic. And that was actually, that's another thing too. We ran the McCarthy plastics for the first time. And,
Yeah, unreal.
mate, I'm really impressed.
Yeah, they're cool little bait.
Yeah, unreal.
Yeah, I'm usually running Kitex and that sort of stuff, but I ran those weekends and yeah, same. A little bit bigger profile, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, looks really good too. Like a little bit of trimmed off at the front, marry up with the jig head just beautifully.
Yeah, 100%. And like it's got like that angled back tail on it, so it's a little bit of a different action.
Yeah,
But a little bit moves a bit more water, I think.
Yeah, spot on.
Yeah.
Cracking little lure. So that was another cool thing we got to try on the weekend.
Yeah. But I think eventually we found out the jerk baits was probably the best way to go.
Yeah, jerk baits went all right for us.
Yeah. What did we get? We got 6 on jerk baits.
Being 6.
Well, I should
quick.
say you banged 6 on jerk baits.
I was going to leave that out. I was going to let you have half of them.
No, and boys, I'm no pro. I've barely fished jerk baits in my life, a bit for yellas and a bit for bass before, but lucky old me, I hook up 3 times in a row. Well, I hook up 4 times in a row, but 3 of them pull up as carp. I've never done that before.
Shit effort.
And one of the first one, it was a cracker.
Mate, I thought you had just hooked your first 2 kilo bass out of Glenbawn.
Oh, unreal. Peeled drag, went, ooh, this is good. Then I started cutting water and went, this isn't bass-like.
It's not good.
And then I dropped one good one that had pulled so much drag.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, you actually.
No doubt that would have been another bloody carb.
Well, yeah, I can't say it. We both didn't see it, but
Yeah.
that was probably your bass because it went way too hard at the start.
Yeah, it was. It was cracking start of a bite. But that's
Mind
fishing.
you, these fish at Glenbawn at the moment, how fat are they? Like,
Oh, so fat.
you could put a tee under them and you could kick them 35 metres out. Like, they are as round as a Steeden football
Yeah.
and
Unreal.
only as long as it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And,
Yeah.
like, going back a few years back, you get a 40 centimetre fork bass. She's maybe tipping that 1 to 1.2. Now, that size fish is weighing 1.4 to 1.6, 1.7 even. Like,
Well,
that's
Banksy got a 1.4 while he was out there.
1.46, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was cracking fish. Like they're there, but we couldn't really buy many bites.
No. Look, we ain't bass fishermen.
No, we're definitely not bass fishermen, but we give it a go whenever we can. But I
If
think
it's a jig bite, mate.
I reckon we were just about that week or two early. Just one of those times
Yeah.
where you get there and there's fish about. They're starting to follow you lure a lot, but they're just not committing.
Yeah, we had water temps up to 18.5, which is
yeah.
primo for spring.
Yeah. We thought we were on here, but nah.
But in saying that, when we caught the 6 in a matter of probably an hour,
Yeah.
we had that bite in 18 degrees of water. So
That's right.
it was just kind of right place, right time, I think.
18
Because
degrees and pretty shallow.
and we couldn't get another bite. Like we caught 6 and there was still 100 fish under us and couldn't get another bite.
No, that's right.
But
That's fishing for you, isn't it?
you could at least make another yellow bite, not bad.
Speaking of yellow bites, Barrendong is starting to heat up.
And it's starting to heat up with the fishing too. I've heard some cracking stories come out of there as well through the shop. A few blokes, the numbers aren't there yet. The quality is. I've already heard of some mid 650s getting caught.
How good is that?
Yeah, just some proper donkeys. Having to work for them a bit. It's not quite flicked the switch there, but same as Glenbawn. It's a matter of time and it's going to be soon.
Matter of a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Same with Windermere. It's firing up. So what, Mick Collison, he got a 670 over there at the moment?
Yeah, it was something
a
like
week
that,
ago?
yeah. Yep.
Oh, well, from this podcast, be a couple of weeks, but...
Yeah, which is a proper fish to anyone.
Donkey, man. Donkey. I think I'm still at 62,
Yep.
which got a Barrendong on a vertical grub. How big are you gone now? 69. Yeah.
Out of Barrendong.
Yeah, unreal. But, a couple more weeks, fire them up, let's go. Let's bloody go. I'm so keen to chuck some soft vibes and TNs and a couple of blades and,
Or if you're like me and you listen to the last episode, football jigs.
You do love your football jigs.
I couldn't even buy a bass on a football jig, but how often did I throw that thing at Glenbawn?
And there was close. You had one or two ticks, just not enough to commit.
I missed 2 proper committed fish that actually picked it up.
Yeah.
But just being a shit angler, I couldn't hook them.
And you've had a mate come in this week and talk about a few yellas that he's caught down there.
Yeah, he actually got a yella on the weekend. I can't quite remember. It was a decent fish. Like, it really was a good quality fish. And, in the boat, actually spat out 2 redfin on the deck. So he's
and they weren't small redfin by the sounds either.
No, he's whacked them on the brag mat. They were 19 centimetres each.
So, when we're chucking around, we think 100 mil lure is pretty big for a yellow belly.
95 mil fish trap. You're like, that's getting there on the big side.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
A 19 centimetre bloody redfin pops out of them in the boat.
And I have caught yellas in Barrendong on gigantuals.
Yeah, going back to the old Barrendong Classic a couple of years ago when you thought it was a cod on edge and
63 yella or something.
on a bloody swim bait. I still haven't done that yet, but
it happens a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Have you ever? I saw this thing on socials the other day, and I thought about it a bit and didn't give it too much thought. But surface fishing for yellas.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of that as well. Micro fishing for them.
Yeah.
Micro, like 30 mil poppers and 40 mil poppers and stuff.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah, I've never done it, probably because I don't have the confidence in it.
Yeah. You've caught a yellow belly on surface though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've caught a couple, but they've all been on...
For fishing for cod.
Yeah, like proper big stuff, like me Venom crawlers I've spoke about before.
Yeah, 100 mil long.
Yeah, they're 115, 2 ounce lure. They're a big lure. And banged yellas in the river on them all the time. But I say all the time, I've only caught probably 4 or 5. But I've also seen a silver eat one of them.
Really?
Yeah, seen a silver eat one of them. My Uncle Russ got one on surface. The silver
That's
out
nuts.
of Macquarie.
That is nuts. I didn't think a silver would take a surface, but there you go.
Sure did.
Yeah. But just interesting. Like I don't think every fishery you could go to you'd be able to do that.
Nah. I think it's got to be pretty much primo for it. Like I know one creek that's close to us.
I was just about to mention this.
And I cannot wait to go do it this spring. I no doubt you'll hear us boys talking about. We're going to go do a trip out there.
Yeah.
Very shallow creek.
Super shallow. Like it might get a bit over a metre, maybe.
Oh, max. Yeah. And we're getting 50 centimetre fish out of it. But we've had to meet chatterbaits and hard bodies off the surface. So it's probably our little mission this spring to get one out there on top water.
Top water. But they're so crazy, these fish. They react like no other yellas I've ever seen. They will follow your lure, and you can't see it's that muddy, but they follow your lure all the way to the bank, and they don't cream it. until it's right at your damn feet.
Every time.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like even I took my missus out there and she caught one on a stumpy. I was chucking around a little mumbler, and I was lifting this mumbler out of the water, and this fish came out of the water to try and grab it and grab the skirt.
Yep.
It's crazy, and you've got a bit of footage from there too. It's
yeah.
cool.
I've actually got 2 good videos. First time I took my missus out there.
Yeah.
I just filmed her, and she got a yella for her first yella out there straight at her feet, and you actually get to watch it flash with the lure and eat it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
And splash about and
She's
carry
like,
on.
"Oh, can I do it and see if one will do it to you?" And you wouldn't believe it. It was like probably a metre off the rod, which was a long way out for this creek.
Yeah.
And he's grabbed it, and I'm like, shit, we didn't get to see it. But yeah, no, it's a cool little fishery. And like I said, I've only heard of this spot,
The last year or 2, yeah.
I think it was this time
it's
last
great.
year.
You can walk the banks. You don't need a boat. You can just walk the banks, take a rod down, a backpack with a few lures, and just go nuts.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, it's a great little spot. Awesome little spot.
So we'll keep you updated on that one.
Yeah, no, it'd be good. But I just think that fishery in particular, where they come so close to the surface and they come so close to you to bite, that's where you're going to get a consistent top water yellow bite.
If you can get 2 in a session, it's happening.
That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I saw the question posed online. I was like, look, I don't see it as a consistent way to catch yellas.
On surface?
Yeah.
Nah.
But if you could do it, it is a good bragging right in it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What about reddies? Have you ever caught reddies on surface?
Caught shit tons of them on surface.
I've never tried it.
Absolutely love like the walk the dog style stick baits.
Yeah, sugar pens. And
there's a 65mm semi bug. Who is that from? Lucky Craft.
Lucky Craft, yep.
Yeah, used to love them around Orange. So a lot of the creeks, there's 2 little dams there. Yeah, used to walk the dog, and mate, you didn't just get 1 or 2 redfin trying to eat it. It was you could erupt a whole school on top. It was pretty cool.
They'll
and you
come
drop
up
one
after
and
it.
you just let your lure float back to the top and doof, again, and yeah.
Only in creeks, never done it in dams.
Oh, I'd done it in Lake Canobolas and Orange.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It was probably my favourite dam to do it. Because
Is it a deep dam or still pretty shallow?
Yeah, like most of it's only 2.5 metres deep.
Yeah, right. So again, we're talking depth. Like depth is always going to be your friend when you're fishing for these smaller fish or smaller perch.
But I've banged redfin in Barrendong in 10 metres of water on surface.
Really?
Yeah, done it heaps, mate. Yeah.
That's crazy.
As soon as, when you're fishing, your fishing schools of redfin at Barrendong and they boil up, that's the time I pick it up. So they're already on the surface.
Yeah, they're already hunting surface, so you might as well.
Yeah, I've used to do it heaps. Always used to have a semi-bug 65mm tied on for when they ever did it. And I could be chasing yellows on the edge, and if I see a redfin school bust up, like tuna fishing, held it out there and wind like shit. But yeah, and you could not wind too quick for a redfin. That's the part I liked about it.
Oh, okay,
If you didn't want to sit there and do the walk the dog, just wind it.
Just wind it.
If it's skipping along the water, they're going to chase it. It was fun little play. Well, thing to do, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, surface is always going to be my favourite bite. I love it every day of the week. If it gets dark, I'm pulling on surface.
Yeah. If you can see it, it's a lot better.
Oh, yeah, and how bad were the snags at Glenbawn? Oh, my Lord.
Don't even start me.
Yeah, I know. This fella had a bit of a tanty in the boat.
Oh, I had a shit kick. No, filthy, actually. I'm having a mouthful.
We're chucking plastics on edge, and then it's probably after about the 5th snag in the row.
Yep.
He does his perfect cast on the edge, and the wind gust takes his soft plastic into a tree.
And it was like the last 2 metres of this lure falling, and it just got taken by fucking 60k winds and just jammed me in this tree, and that was enough for me. I lost me bickies.
He lost his bickies, wound it in, fuck this, whipped the fucking rod around, snapped the leader off, left the lure there, sat down in the boat for 5 minutes and had a bit of a calm down.
I did, and geez, I needed it. Yeah, retied me leader, recouped myself, and give myself a touch up on the chin, and stood back up and fished for nothing again. But
yeah.
I'll give it a go.
That's right, gave it a red hot. Hey, what can you do? Sometimes fishing's like that, especially with playing in the wind. I hate it.
Yeah, it's a pain. I'd rather 40 mil of rain coming down on top of me than wind.
Yeah.
It's just a shit element. Why does it exist? It's no good for nothing unless you're a shit kite surfer or something. Like, go back to the beach, mate.
It's good for stirring up the edges every now and then. With a bit of wind for yellow belly and bass fishing's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't mind if it wants to blow a gale and dirty the edge up for me, and then as soon as that boat's off the trailer, stop.
Yeah.
That'd be elite.
No, that's cracker. It really is.
And another thing I'd love to lead into is the old spawn season.
Oh, yeah, there was a couple of the bass there and the yella. Yeah, we got a couple of yellas, Glenbawn, and
If you know what I mean.
spawning everywhere, milking up.
Yeah, the milky boys.
They're disgusting.
When they get on the deck and start flipping and spitting in a way.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. So
Just fish milk, if you get what we mean.
yeah, you don't like that shit in your carpet, but
No.
you do
But,
get it.
Yeah, especially when it's a red hot spring bite and they're starting to get all the grazes along the side of their head and you have a good fishing day, you got to wash that carpet out straight away. Oh, it's fucking gross.
Yeah, it stinks too. And best fly attractant you've ever seen.
Oh, it's kind of like if anyone's caught eels or bloody eel-tailed catfish, just fucking slime through the carpet. Nah, it's no good.
Well, here's a long line for you.
Righto, here we go. Give it to me.
Okay. Open their beer drums because, this one's pretty filthy.
Oh, this will be good.
Went to a trip to Wyangler. A few of the boys, we all went over there for a bit of a... It was actually... what did we do that for? Anyway, it was breeding season for yellas, and so we decided to chase a few yellas in the trees and see what we could come up with.
Yeah.
Well, they were in the trees all right. They were thick as poison, and they were in there for a reason because they were breeding.
Yeah.
So after about the 15th, 20th yella that's coming to deck, I just decided to boat flip this little fella and flop him in, and
Yeah.
he's hit the deck, and he was still very, very green
Yeah.
and full. So what he's done, started kamikazing and stuff like that. I'm trying to get the lure out. So I've gone down to my knees. So I'm on my knees for this one.
Yeah.
I've grabbed my leader and he's done another flip, and as he's done it, he's had a bit of a milk. And it's gone straight across my mouth. And I was talking to Hawkeye at this stage, so my mouth's completely open. Yeah.
Just thinking about it. Oh, no.
So chaos has hit the fan. I can't remember if I got the lure out of this fish or not, but I remember throwing it back over the side, and I'm dry heaving, and Hawkeye's in
sick thinking
stitches.
about it.
He's pissing himself laughing, and I'm trying to explain what's happened because he didn't know what the fuck happened.
You just
And
sees you trying to spew over the side of the boat.
I did.
You probably had a chunder.
I had probably 3 beers come up. It was no good. So
Mate, you can't waste beer like that.
I remember just going, holy shit, that happened. And actually, it wasn't a boys' trip because there was a few girls in the fucking camp.
Yeah.
We went back, and your missus was the first one we seen. And I remember Hawkeye going, Aaron got fish come in his mouth. So I couldn't even hide from this shit at camp. Everyone's like, how'd it taste? And
Yeah, well, how did it taste?
I don't know, I'm not a woman. But Jesus.
Oh, mate, that's just wrong.
One
That is so
experience I
wrong.
would never wish upon anyone.
Nah, that's messed up. I'm definitely going to pin them down before I bloody try and take the lure out.
Like over the time, I've had it in my hair and up my arms and shit like
Oh,
that.
it
But
gets everywhere, those
Yeah.
dirty. Yeah, sometimes it's better just to net them at the side of the boat, take the lure out there, maybe try and get a quick photo and then stick them back in.
that was a classic stitch up, actually. That was going back to camp and getting stitched up like that.
Actually, speaking of that trip to Wyangler, I remember me and Hawkeye, we did a bit of a trip up to the back of Lachlan Arm, and we're just having a bit of a fish around, having a look. Anyway, there's a group of girls that pull up in a boat. They pull up on the shore, and it looks like they were doing like fly fishing for carp, like sight fishing for carp.
Oh, yeah.
And they're stuffing around. We're just going around scoping out stuff and seeing what's where, see if there's any fish about. And we just hear him yelling, "Oi, boys, you, Garmin boat fella, because he has
He had
this
the Garmin
huge
sticker.
sticker of Garmin upside the boat. We turn around, and there's these girls waving us over like, oh, righto, what's happened here? And we motor on over. Yeah, we just got up here and we realised we forgot something. We need to go back. And the boat won't start. I'm like, oh, well, that's a bit funny. Like, you just drove it up here, all right. Anyway, we started motoring over and just yelling out a few things. Have you checked the prime bulb on the fuel tank? Have you checked the breather on the fuel tank? Have you checked, this, that, and the other is whatever. Anyway, we get closer and closer, and one of the girls looks down and goes, oh. Like, what? She's like, is the red thing meant to be on, like the clippy thing meant to be into the...
On the kill switch.
On the kill switch.
Red hot.
Another classic kill switch moment. So she's obviously accidentally pulled it out when they've stopped the boat or used it to stop the boat and haven't plugged it back in.
I've done that.
As per, what was that, episode 2 or something? We got towed back 40 minutes. So we were very nearly close to towing these girls back to their campsite. But yeah, worked him out in the end, which is all right.
The old kill switch.
Yeah. It's a bit funny how, like, sometimes you forget to do something or someone sabotages you a little bit and leaves something out, which is a bit funny in the Glenbawn trip.
Yeah. Banksy.
Oh.
And payback's coming too, by the way, mate.
The old karma train. Toot, toot.
Now, obviously I love me live-scope. Yeah. So me and Dane have flown up the back of the dam after an exciting arvo, getting ready and the trip over.
Yep.
Throw the live-scope pole in, tie me football jig on, found a school of bass.
Yep. Well, we didn't find it yet, but...
we found it on the down scan.
Down scan and side scan, yeah.
So we've dropped the pole in and I said, Dane, there's no action here.
Sounder's not working. Meanwhile, Az is like, oh, is the black box working? Is it plugged in? He's checking the black box. He's checking the cables everywhere and going, oh, what the fuck? This isn't registering. What's going on here? Anyway, I said, I saw Banksy playing around with the back of that sounder earlier.
Oh, the grub.
And you just turned around with the filthiest look in your face. You're like, oh, really?
I knew it. As soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, that was him. He would have done something for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he'd undone the network cable from the black box to the head unit.
But it still looked like it was plugged in. It was still screwed on. Yeah.
He done well.
But just not enough to connect it.
All I can say, Banksy, is check your leader next time you're fishing with me, mate. You'll be plucking off some lures.
And lucky it only took us about 5 minutes to find out.
Yeah, that's right.
We're sitting there for half an hour swearing at things thinking shit's broke.
And I've actually got another boat stitch-up story that's come to me yet as well.
Oh, yeah, this will be good.
Involves you.
Oh, yeah, this will be good.
So remember the trip that me and you were having just a fat time in the river in the old tinny of yours and Jared's, and we invited Jared out for the afternoon?
Oh, that's right. We're doing a bit of bait fishing, a couple of beers and just chilling out for the arvo.
Well, this involves the didgeridoo.
Oh, that's right. The old didge story.
I've been waiting to tell this one for a while
this one
too.
Yeah.
So me and Dane have we're having a fat time on the river, soaking a bit of bait. Like, the river was filthy, son, and that's all we could do.
Yeah.
So we're sitting back and got dropped off with a tinny and started sinking into some tins, and we had a fat time. And
catching fish, drinking beers.
Same thing with just two blokes sitting in a tinny, come up with some spastic ideas. So the boys had PVC pipes as rod holders in this boat. And they're
cable
about
tied to the gunnels,
Yeah, they're about 3 foot long. So we've gone, well, if we put the old fella in the end of it, we can have...
You haven't got to reach over the edge of the boat.
We can have a leak without getting to the edge. So we're doing this all day, putting the old fella in and letting it drip out the other end, and it was just pure magic. We thought we were coming up with the best thing ever. It was like a male shiwi for distance.
For the boys who don't have it.
Yeah.
We dipped it in the water after to get a little bit off. But
Sometimes. Yeah, so we've jumped back and gone up to pick Big J-Rod up. And he's jumped in sober as a judge and brought himself a long neck and decided to join us for an hour or two. And
Yeah.
well, we're sitting there and we decided to ask Jared, can he play a didgeridoo? Hey,
I
mate.
don't know if many of you boys have done it, but you pick up an old bit of PVC pipe and it's long enough you can play a bit of a didge on it.
Yeah, 100% you can. It's magic.
Yeah.
Well,
So we're sitting there all coy like and, hey, Jared, can you play the didge at all? He's like, oh, I've done it once or twice, you know. He's like, oh, really? Yeah, we were using these before and playing a bit of didge. They go all right, these bloody PVC rod holders.
yeah.
Oh, no way. So he's picked up his PVC pipe and me and Az just started giggling a little bit. And the closer it gets to his mouth, the more we can't contain ourselves. And he's just looking at us, laughing our heads off, going, what the fuck? Then he gets it right near his nose.
And he smells it. Get that up here.
Oh, he lost his nana at us, fucking chucked the PVC people. Fuck you, boys.
Use piss through that. You're dead right, son. It was quite nice, actually. Yeah, so that was a stitch up
look,
to old Jared.
Almost went too far, but I would have stopped him before he got there.
God, yeah.
Oh, dear. Oh, no, that's gold. It's one of my favourite stories from the old river.
It sure was. And, yeah, like I said, and we've mentioned it before, if you boys have got a story like that or something that just makes you want to piss your pants laugh, like,
Yeah.
send it in. We'd love to hear it. Like, even if you just do that voice recording, we'll play us.
Yeah.
Get us up and
Players
get you cracking.
we'll
So-
read it out if you just want to send us an email or a blessage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well and truly. But in the future, we've got a very special guest coming on.
Oh, yeah.
Which will probably be the week after this one,
Yeah.
or the episode after this one, about a Papua New Guinea trip chasing barra. And
black bass.
yeah, I think they've only ever caught one or two black bass. They're mainly barra. But some of the stories we've heard from over here, just,
Oh,
wow.
makes you shiver in your boots.
Yeah, so this will be, it'll bash your ears around with some cracking stories. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it too much, but we're going to get this fella on and, really get into this barra scene over in Papua New Guinea and understand a bit of their culture and
Yeah.
how
and
they
how
like
they
to
fish over there.
So, yeah, that'll be a really cool one while we're missing the old cod season. But
Yep. Nah, get into a different species while the cod's off the table.
yeah, 100%. But in the meantime, throw a footy jig.
Hey, are you going to be doing any river fishing soon, you reckon? Like go get some river yellas, or do you go straight to Burrendong? Too red hot not to miss.
I'd rather just fish for the yellas in the dam, mate. Main fact is I don't really want to accidentally hook one of the big girls that are sitting on a nest and just ruin it. So
right.
I personally just like to steer away and go to the dam and have a fat time, get some cricket scores and just
That's right.
don't get spurted on.
Oh, for sure. So, bud, you had a fucking pretty good trip on the weekend. Yellas at Burrendong.
Yeah, they started playing the springboard game for me.
Hey, I heard you got a bit towelled up though.
I did.
Righto, run us through your day, mate. How was it?
Well, Missus never done a springboard before. She came out with us last year.
Yeah.
But it was all trees last year, and I said, we'll nail it this time. We'll get on the edge and show you how to really catch them. And I, shit you not, pulled up on a bank I'd caught them on in the years gone by. And she's decided. I said, righto, we'll try some TN60s because if you get on this early bite, it is really fun on TN. You can hop them, slow wind them, or whatever. So she decides, out of all these TN60s in a box, to grab a blue coloured TN.
And it's not just like,
Oh, she's Cronulla Sharks blue, like.
Yeah. What's on it's like a deep blue right up to the back. What's on the back of it? It's
like a brown colour, like a crawfish. I think
right.
could be an American colour. I've had it for that long, it's wouldn't even have a clue where I got it from.
But you don't like that colour. You don't like blue for yellows, do you?
No, if it's blue, it don't work.
See, I'll chuck blue for bass. No, I had a little flick bait that I was trying ages ago. It was like a blue top and then like a silvery belly, and it went all right.
Yeah,
But
right.
I can honestly say I've never tied on blue for any other fish.
Nah, it's a confidence thing. I do not like it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, she tailed me up at the start and quite regularly. I was grabbing the net more times than I was setting hooks, and I thought, holy shit, well, I'm going to go some ugly colours because I'm throwing the old traditional HL blacks and purples through brown. I did drop a fish in a brown dog, and then I'm like, well, what's a
really? I
colour?
thought you were a bit of a Tamamushi fan.
No, that's Luke Carney.
Oh, sorry, you're peacock.
I'm a peacock man. TN60 peacock, mate. Tied on behind a tree because you need to stop yourself from catching fish. Like, ridiculous. But
Yeah, didn't you and Luke have a bit of a fish off between Tamamushi and peacock at one point?
we did, but we tried it in winter.
Oh, that's just
It didn't
rough
work.
going.
So, yeah, we've got two comps, me and Luke are going to go. It's going to be the Tamamushi versus peacock.
Peacock, yep.
Which is probably going to happen in the next few weeks. I'm really keen for that.
Has he
'Cause
got
I'm
enough
gonna G the-
Tamamushis? Because they're a obsolete colour now, aren't they?
Yeah, well, being his favourite colour, he's probably got 20, so it's going to be on. I'm going to tee the boss man up for a little outback angler fishing comp.
Fish off, yeah.
And, see how far the peacock's going to smash Tamamushi.
Yeah. See if you still get to keep your job after it.
And we're going to have a Nomad Chug Norris comp.
Oh, really?
We've been speaking about for a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, just the Chug Norris cup poppers.
Yeah.
GT, coral trout type of shit. We're gonna bang some cod on them. So
We're in cod season. Went for cod season to use the Chuck Norris.
yeah,
Nomads.
so I reckon our best chance is probably that February, March when it starts to cool off.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, we're throwing some fucking proper water plugs around. But
And I've chucked, what's those, 130 Furies. They have like a cup on the front of them and they got the little wings on the side. And I'd chuck them into a slack water. I'll give them a few pops and every now and then you get a bit of a bust up on them.
yeah,
So surely a bloody GT popper would work.
just depends on how much you burly the bastard with full chooks. Yeah, no, so that'll be good. But the yellows are really starting to fire up. I've heard whispers of Barnell getting up around them temperatures of 20. I didn't find it.
Yeah. It was a bit of a cold start that day though, wasn't it?
It was, and we had a 2-day cold snap just before. So
Yeah, yep.
I think we found them in about that 17. It was might have been just under 17. We thought, well, that's the warmest water. Found a bank, and going back to the old theory of rocks heat up first, it's going to
They
heat the
hold
warmer
the
up.
heat, yep.
Mate, pulled up there within 3 casts, she got one. So I was like,
On that blue coloured TN.
yeah. and it got her confidence right up. Like, mate, that's probably the most exciting fish I've seen her catch. And I've seen her catch some cod.
Yeah, yeah.
And she had a fat time with that one. Done a couple of high fives and, she said me first. Oh, and it was a PB too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a PB yellow. I can't remember what it was now.
50 something.
Oh, yeah. I think
Well into the 50s? High 50s?
no, I think it was mid 50s.
Yeah, 55,
I think it might have been
56.
55. But yeah,
Solid.
She'll correct
Solid.
me when
When you get home. How dare you downsize my fish?
Yeah, it turns out it's 58. But yeah,
Once you have you had a 0 scoreboard for a while and she was up a fair bit or?
yeah, she had the first handful of fish, mate, in the boat, and I come back strong in the end.
Yeah.
Thank God. But we pulled the boat off the water at 11 o'clock and. Yeah, we boated 9 fish for the morning, so we only had 3.5 hours on the water for 9 fish, which...
Mate, can't complain with that. One every 20 minutes pretty much.
Yeah, it was good. Like, it really was good. I only got one ready too, which was surprising.
Big, small?
Oh, just a rat. Yeah, cod bait. But, really awesome spring bite. So, that's my first taste. I can see that dam going off its head.
Soon. Yeah, well, Windy's really picked up in the last couple of weeks, I've heard and seen on the socials.
And guess what I've heard? And I heard it today, actually.
Give me a listen. What?
The snot is back at Windermere.
Oh, yuck.
Well, that's a jerkbait thing.
Yeah, it is.
Let's
like
go.
start doing your jerk baits. And what's that little undulator? What was it?
This new Shimano Vibe.
Yeah, Shimano undulator.
Yep.
That'll
we spoke
go.
about in the after podcast.
And I finally got my hands on one in the shop and had a quick look at it. It's an 88 mil long lure. It's 17 grams.
Yep.
And floats, slow float, but when you crank it, it dives.
Yeah.
And it's also got that flash boost.
It
little
does.
Wavy,
It's
shiny.
all hand done with that flash boost too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it'll be unreal. Like cast it over the weed beds, crank it down to 2 meters it gets down to, and just let it slow float up and let the flash boost do its thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be unreal.
Are a little bit on the expensive side.
Are they?
Yeah, I
haven't
think
seen.
anywhere retail between 35 and 37. So
Ooh, yeah, it's a bit.
it's up there for a vibe.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
no
It is
one
a
else has
special.
done
It is a
that.
special vibe.
Oh, it is.
It's not just your standard run of the mill.
You're not gonna. No one else has done a floating vibe before. So
Yeah,
once
that's
again,
right.
could be another, and it's definitely something they've never seen before.
Yeah, could be cool. Could be who knows until you try it out.
And I'm even keen to once that cod season opens up, like throwing them in the river and letting them float up over a log.
Yeah,
It's going to be deadly.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. And do you reckon the snot's back just because of the warmer weather that's coming through?
Yeah, 100%. It'll be twice as bad between now and Christmas.
Yeah,
But
which is really where you're going to try and pick your baits and your spots.
yeah, I actually even picked up weed at Burrendal
Oh, really?
on the weekend. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I tried shaking soft vibes, the old school style, and
Yeah, yep.
yeah, got a little bit. And I honestly can't remember having weed at Burrendal, but it was
Yeah.
definitely there. Like I could nowhere near the density that Windermere gets, but
Yep.
yeah, she was definitely there.
What do you reckon? In a couple of months, be back to single hooks?
Yeah, well, I reckon so.
Yeah, righto.
That was a stab in the dark.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, already, and we're only in spring, just. And I think we're getting a 37-degree day on.
Yeah, she's going to be a proper
Monday or
summer,
something.
eh?
Going to be real warm.
Oh, there's going to be plenty of singlet tans at the fucking boat ramp.
Yeah. So with the weather warming up, and you can sort of see like the whole El Nino effect coming in. It's warming up too quick, hot days. It's only going to get worse and worse towards the end of the year. What do you reckon? What's that reckon that means for cod season?
To me, it's probably going to be a good thing.
Yeah. Please explain.
Well, if I look at it as a scientific point of view,
Yeah.
I reckon that it is going to help the big green fellas in the rivers, especially in the rivers, because a lot of the dams release off the bottom, which gives us cold water
Cold
nearly
water.
all year round.
Yeah.
And having that dam at 90%, it's going to be a lot of cold water pushing down the Macquarie. So
Yeah.
the hotter it is, the quicker that's going to heat up. And we should get a crack and bite. Like they should feed in a lot warmer water. So
Yeah.
totally different in impoundments. I'm not that sharp as a tool with that. But yeah, I reckon it's definitely going to benefit the cod in the river. They're going to actually get that taste of spawn season this year. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
kind of coming on early.
Oh, it is,
early.
yeah.
Like, I remember
We'll
going back
catch
a
it.
couple of years when it was still cold right until October. You'd go out still rugged up and
yeah.
hard to find high temp water or the water they're feeding in, and yeah, it's just total flip.
And like the last couple of weeks going in the close season, they were fat as mud.
Oh, yeah.
So
Super healthy. So hopefully it's a great spawn season. They lay a ton of eggs and
yep.
build up that ecosystem a bit more. That'd be brilliant.
Oh, fingers crossed. I reckon it really will. It'll
Yeah.
pick off unreal. So
No, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Yeah, what are you hoping for this season, mate? Trying to crack another meter? You haven't done one for 2 years now.
this is I
three.
got one last year.
Did you?
Yeah,
What was that? The meter?
meter 6.
Ah, that's right. One angler, meter 6.
But
That you called for a 70 centimeter.
Yeah, fought like shit. I'm so used to river fish.
Yeah, don't they tear you up?
Oh, mate, I literally would have had 60 centimetre fish out of the river pool harder than that metre 6. He was hopeless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What, he was just hard up on the edge or something? You just pulled him out?
Oh, he
of some
was in
shit,
shallow
or-
water, yeah, but it was just, he had no heart about him. Like, he wouldn't have been a competitor in boxing, that's for sure. Ran out of stamina way too quick, but
Yeah, I find some of those dam cod are a bit lazy.
yeah.
They just don't. They're like, I'm just going to roll on up, whatever.
Oh,
Like that 80 to 90 range really cranks when they want to.
and that was the best thing about this year. I've never caught so many 80s, high 80s.
Yeah, that's
this
right.
year.
Last cod season, what between you and me in the river, we would have got, 10 plus?
Yeah, I
Over
think
the
I ended
80.
up with 9
Yeah.
to myself, so.
Yeah. I think I only got one over the 80 last season.
Oh,
So-
really? Shit.
Yeah.
I thought you got a couple.
Nah, I got a lot of those 78s, 79s.
Yeah.
That 70 range, creamed it. I think most of my fish would have been in that 60 to 80 range sort of thing, but one
Yeah.
over the 80.
Yeah, I think the best I got out of the river this year was the 89 and then the 85 with
Yeah.
you.
Yep.
But saying that, the 85 fought better than all of them.
He was a slob, just a healthy fish.
Yeah.
And that came out of super clear water too.
Yeah, it was clear.
That was the clearest I've ever seen the river.
And it was shallow as shit too.
Yeah. Just goes to, a lot of big fish that I've seen have come out of real shallow water for some reason.
Oh,
I can't pick it. And that's why, like that vicious fishes lure that Jesse's been working on or helped work on, that real shallow diving 600 mil, but 200 mil long. Yeah. He can see why that's something the industry needs.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like even around the countryside, I reckon it's going to be such a good, like, I'll pump myself up with spring so much this year because we've got the water, we've got the temperatures. The dams are clear.
Yeah, super clear.
Like-
Way clear. How was Burrendong the weekend clearness wise?
Oh, probably the clearest I've ever seen it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I was
2
saying-
meters, 3 meters?
Yeah, 2.5 meters I was seeing down easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
okay.
was really clear. Yeah, definitely the clearest I've ever seen Burrendong. And I guess that was pretty cool because the missus actually had a yellow follow her up the boat and just sit there like a puppy dog waiting for his toy to be thrown again. It was honestly red hot.
Yeah. When you were catching, did you get many followers up?
Yeah, we got a couple. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I
Well,
was
that just means, already this early. That's cracking.
Yeah, and they were still milking everywhere. So it's started. The spring bite's here.
Oh, it will not be long now. Will not be long.
At least you haven't got it in your mouth.
Yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
I'll
Only
make sure
times.
of it too. I even grabbed one. I grabbed one with the missus the other day, rolled over. I said, "Have a look at this," and ran my finger down his belly and
His
just let
belly.
him have a.
Just milking the fish.
Don't you dare get that on me! Yeah.
Then you got to go spend $10 and wash it out of your carpet.
Oh yeah, that is a tip for everyone. Wash it out.
Oh, don't let it sit there. It's
No.
disgusting.
You will never get depth for the next 12 months.
Yeah. Turns your carpet into a bloody lizard rag. So, mate, you've been talking about a few stories you've been listening in on from overseas.
Oh yeah.
Any of those you want to share?
I'm pretty green on them. I should have chased myself up with these, but I cannot believe that they actually get deaths over there with that catfish noodling.
Oh, yeah. That is a crazy damn sport. Like-
That's next level fishing.
What was that? There was a show on TV ages ago, and they
With
did
all the
it-
hillbillies and shit.
southern folk, and they were just doing their noodling along the banks, and
Yeah.
every second bloke's missing a finger here and there from accidentally grabbing a snapping turtle, or
Yeah.
they've talked about their best mate who got onto a huge catfish and grabbed him and drowned him. It's just like, what the hell?
Yeah, like the story I was reading was involving, it was a lady. She was noodling with I'm guessing family.
Yeah,
And it was all like cement blocks where they're pulling these catfish out of. And anyway, when she stuck her hand in the hole, a cement piece moved and pinned her arm there. So she actually, and they do kind of hold each other and make sure everything's all right, but they couldn't pull her out. So yeah,
that's rough, isn't it?
Yeah, some wild shit. Like I see a hole on the bank in the Macquarie River, and I'm like, do not go in any proximity near that thing, because 9 times out of 10 there's a snake or something that wants to bite you.
Yeah. What sort of catfish are they pulling out? It's like flatheads and channels and blues.
Yeah, I think they were calling them blues in that story. Yeah.
Is blues a channel? Are they the same fish?
I'm guessing so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you know when I go to America and go give it a go.
Have a go. Would you? Would you give it a go?
Oh, 100%, man. Yeah. Like I spoke before, love me free diving. So,
yeah.
That's one thing I'm definitely got on my bucket list. I'll
go over and get a bit of old catfish.
I nearly would rather do it than catch a largemouth, to be honest.
Now,
and largemouth are a big point. Yeah, well, as an Aussie, I've heard of plenty of blokes going over there chasing largemouth, and they're just the bucket mouth that don't really want to fight.
Yeah.
But it's still cool to catch. Like,
for me, it's just an iconic fish. Like, to be honest, I still want it on the bucket list. I want to do crappie, because crappie, look, they're not a big fish, but they're cool. Little bluegills would be neat, like just fish you haven't seen before.
Yeah. I definitely want to do it all.
Yeah. Smallmouth is definitely up there for me. Largemouth look unreal.
But can you imagine me walking down into the south wherever they catch these
Alabama,
where they get these caddies out of these holes? Like, I'd fit in perfect. I've got the beer belly, I've got the beard, I've got the arms. Yeah. All I need to persuade myself to is the accent, and mate, I'd fit in. Like,
100%.
They call me swamp people. But yeah, no, I really would do it. 100% I'd do it.
Yeah, I'd give it a crack. I'd really want to go with someone that knows what they're doing, but because...
Oh, shit, yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, I definitely would go, you go check how big he is before I stick my end in that hole, because I only want a little one to start off.
You make sure that's a catfish and not a snapping turtle, and then we'll talk.
Yeah. I reckon it's a pretty cool sport over there.
Yeah, nah, for sure. And, like, I suppose there's a few other species over there that'd be really neat to catch, like those alligator gar. They look cool.
Alligator gar, snakehead.
They're a bit of a pest over there, aren't they?
They get them out of golf courses and shit over there.
Snakehead?
Yeah. And in plague proportions. So, yeah, imagine going over there and playing a game of 18 and you're like, we'll just throw a quick frog over the top of this lily pad and just bang, you got a snakehead. That'd be mad.
Actually, what was that golf course you were talking about? Was that Orange golf course where blokes used to catch trout or something out of the
Yeah, fully
dams?
stocked a trout and redfin, yeah.
Yeah, which golf course is that?
The main one. Holy shit. What's
Dantry League.
Dantry League, that's him.
Ah, righto.
Yeah, so there's two lakes on it.
Yeah, you talked about that, like some blokes would take out a telescopic rod and just have a bit of a flick.
Yeah, I done it heaps, mate. Like, I used to walk up and pay me green fees just so I could go fishing.
Round of 9 and, quick couple of trout out of there.
And there was some proper trout too. Like one of the boys I played soccer with for a couple of years, I remember going down there because he was the one that told me about it. He said there's trout in these lakes. I was like, fuck.
Bugger off.
You mean golf balls? But we've gone down and I think his first trout was like 75 or something. It was the biggest rainbow like I've witnessed.
Wow.
Apart from that one I'm seen in that creek that day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but,
down in,
it was a proper fish, and I've only caught one trout out of there. It would have been the size of my hand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I just caught redfin. But they get plenty of trout. Yeah.
That's unreal.
I don't know about now. I probably haven't fished it for 10 years, but...
Well, yeah, okay, so you can't speak for what it's like. Nah, American fishing, that's just a different ball game to us. Like, some of those rods they use over there are just unreal.
Yeah.
Like, they use 9-foot plus rods and...
And I don't mind that because I'm a big jig fisher.
Yeah.
The length does help.
Yeah.
Which I've only worked out in the last 2 seasons as well. I got a couple of bone heart cores and
that's right. I think 8'2".
There's an 8'2" and an 8'6". Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, the 2-piece.
and went jig fishing at Glenbawn, and the 8'9" was a bit out of my league. It was a bit heavy.
It's getting up there, yeah.
But the 8'2", mate.
Unreal.
Yeah, magic rod. I actually threw TNs on it on the weekend.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, just to see if I could keep lighter gauge hooks in.
Yeah,
A little bit scary. I did drop a few fish, but
just pulling hooks, you reckon?
for a jig rod,
Yeah.
magic. You wouldn't even believe it. I didn't throw a jig on the weekend.
Didn't you?
Nah.
Always speaking them up.
Yeah, well, I threw my ass out at Glenbawn and broke my heart. So,
Yeah, no, I'm definitely keen. Like, I haven't done much of the football jig bite, to be honest, and I'm keen.
Mate.
I'm keen to get into it.
yeah, and we've had a couple of the boys message into the podcast as well about it. And there's I'm good to see. I'm glad to see. There's a few boys giving it a go because it's unreal. You don't get a bite like it.
Really?
What
are you liking it to?
American bass fishing.
Yeah, right.
And more so that they pick them up and you don't just get that hit. They pick them up.
It's a bit of a
and
tick.
you can turn around and tap your mate on the shoulder, go,
Watch
mate,
this."
watch this, and just also. And it's magic.
Crack their jaws and fucking crank them in.
Yeah, God, yeah. It's good fun.
Now, talking about spring bite and yellow belly, we got to mention probably one of the best yellow belly fishermen in this area.
And I'll vouch for that.
And probably Australia, to be honest.
Jamie Looms from Forbes.
He has won some tournaments, hasn't he?
I'll back it, mate. He's won more yellow belly tournaments than anyone else, including, actually, he's won a few cod rounds with the boys, the skis boys.
Yeah.
Freak. He was one that, this is going back to the start of when I first started tournament fishing.
Yeah.
And he introduced me to grubbing trees. Like, he was one of the OGs of grubbing trees.
Yeah, right.
And he was unbeatable. he literally, I remember.
You were talking about there was a year where there was like 10 or 11 rounds and he won 9 or something of them.
Yeah, 100%. There was a crazy year where we're just like, oh, yeah, we're rocking up this comp to donate some money to Loomsy. He was a freak, mate. And still is. Like, it's not like he's out of the scene. He's still winning comps every year.
Yeah. Always up there in the sticky end, yeah.
Yeah, and he runs a tackle shop. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Loomsy's Fish and Fix in Forbes. If you're ever around in that area,
Go say hello.
Go say hello. Stir him up. Ask him about how his grubbing career is going.
The grandfather of grubbing.
Yes. He's a weapon.
Yeah. So how many comps do you reckon he's actually won over the years?
Well, Loomsy, I call him the godfather of gulp.
Godfather of gulp.
But yeah, I reckon he'd be without asking him, he'd be 20 plus.
20 plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cracker. How many checks have you got out of the fishing scene there?
Oh, first place or all over?
First place. Go first place.
First place, I think I'm 7 or 8.
Seven
first
or
place.
8. And what, about 17 or 18 checks all up or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So nothing compared to Loomsy's career.
No, he's got more first place in a year than you've got your
Yeah, 100%. He uses them as fire starters. He gets them that often. I do remember a story about Loomsy actually when he gave me food poisoning at Burrendong.
Yeah, no, we have touched on that. Yeah.
He definitely cooked them long enough, but I'm going to blame it on the food. Because, oh, God, I was crook.
There was a few boys over that weekend that got upset tummies.
Yeah. But we had cooked this chicken for well and truly 2 hours.
Overcooked chicken?
Yeah, well and truly. But I'm going to say I grabbed a piece that didn't touch the element or something because, yeah, so that's haunted me for a while. That was actually the Burrendong Grand Final.
Yeah. You were rocked up and you were pooing and spewing proper.
Oh, yeah. It was no good. Coming out both ends and end up in Wellington Hospital. I honestly couldn't scratch myself. So.
Yeah. Any other funny stories about Loomsy's fishing tournaments?
Well, there's plenty of funny stories, and some of them that the ones that stay in camp.
Stay in camp.
Yeah, there's some crackers. But, like, Loomsy's one of those blokes. He's kind of, in a way, he's the gatherer.
Yeah,
So
right.
we go away fishing, and if you camp him in Loomsy, you're one of us type of thing. So Loomsy's the godfather of not just gulp, but camping as well.
Yeah. God bless him. Yeah. So there's another time I was thinking about fishing a comp at Windy with Loomsy, and Skiers boys brought little Ted along.
Yeah, Nafe's little dog.
Little dog. What is his little?
A little Jack Russell.
He's a little Jack Russell.
Yeah.
He's a cracking little dog. If there's a boat there, he wants to be in it.
Yeah, good little boat buddy.
Yeah, great little boat buddy. But geez, it was a wet weekend that weekend, wasn't it?
It was.
Which probably brings us into this story about poor little Ted. So it is not bucketing down, but it's raining, sleeting most of the weekend. Had a few good storms in there. And Nath came up with a great idea about tying a woolly shopping bag around Ted to keep him dry.
Yeah.
Oh, and he looked pretty flash in that. He did a pretty good job on that woolies bag.
Yeah, four holes and
Cut the holes out, tied him up, taped him around. But I remember sitting up in the middle of the dam. It was halfway through the comp. Oh, on the Sunday. Was it Sunday? No, it's Saturday.
yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, in the Saturday, still fishing along, and we see Skeersy tearing past in the boat. Like, oh, geez, he must have a good bag going back this early. Day goes on, didn't see Skeersy come back up. I'm like, oh well, don't know what's happened there. Anyway, get back to camp. Go on, you tell the story.
Well, this was after the comp finished. I walked up to Nathan and asked him, like, what happened?
Yeah.
He said, well, Ted fell off the boat. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, and he's like, well, the problem is he can swim, but with his camp jacket that we made him out of the woolies bag, he sunk.
Poor little bugger filled up with water.
So Nave's watched his dog start sinking to the bottom. So in the middle of winter, he's had to jump off and save little Teddy.
Swimming down, grab the dog, come back up. Oh, poor little bastard.
And that's the reason the boys flew back to camp because Nathan, the dog, were going to die of hypothermia. Like, this is the middle of winter.
Oh.
So that is.
He said he spent a good, hour up in the hot showers with poor little Ted trying to warm up.
Oh, I couldn't think of anything worse.
Just feel for him. That is so bad.
But it was like my little dog, Whiskey. He's my little boat buddy. And
He is a cracking little dog, Wiki Dog.
he is obsessed with fish. Like, gets hyperactive over when he hears a
So
drag. He's
hyper.
like,
Yeah.
there's a fish coming. Like, he just over the moon. And
he's forever looking over the side of the boat, looking for fish. He's always on alert.
and hates when you let a fish go. Like, he tells you, like, why did you let it go?
Yeah, legit. If you let a fish go without him licking that fish first, he'll go sit down the back of the boat and just give you dirty looks.
Yeah, 100%. He's got an attitude on him.
He does have a bit of an attitude.
Jeez, he's got an attitude. But, like, I remember me being protective fucking dad, I guess. When first started taking Wiki as a little pup, I bought him a life jacket, like a dog life jacket.
Yeah. What do they call them? The woofers.
Yeah, the woofers. Yeah. And water woofers, that's him. And I taught him how to swim in the river, like, once it got hot. And I'd throw the jacket on, I'd make him swim out to me and get his confidence up. And he wore this jacket for 2 years and just thought he was king shit. Could float on, like, he could stop using
Doggy
his legs
paddling,
and
just fucking relax.
he'd just sit there and float. And I had a few. I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing. I remember every time he was in the boat, he had a life jacket on, just like I'd treat a kid. You're in that boat, you have a life jacket no matter what. I remember middle of winter one day at Windermere, he's decided to just jump off a boat. Like, and I just watched him. He walked the edge and just launched himself.
See Dad going for a swim.
He got about 5 metres away from the boat and realised it was too fucking cold. So he spun around. I could watch his lips just puff up and he's like, ooh. And they've got a little handle on them so you can just pick them up.
Oh, you're on the back of the life jacket. Yeah, yep.
Well, he sulked. It must have been way too cold for him. And I'm trying to dry him and get him all
warm
backed
again.
up and he's all good. And then
Did you have the hot water bottle this time with him?
I do. I do take a water bottle for my dog.
A little hot water bottle for him?
When it's cold,
Cod
yes.
fishing, he has his little, what is it, like a little...
Yeah, it's just an actual water bottle. And then
but don't you have like a little soft, like little hut thing for him? That
Yeah,
you put
he goes in there when he's cold, yeah.
Hides under the console in his little soft house and a hot, warm water bottle.
And I do change his water with brand new water every time we go out. So
Jeez,
he's always a very well looked after dog, but very spoiled.
Oh, too spoiled.
I remember there was one day at the river, same thing. He got his confidence up with a life jacket way too much. So I went and decided, thank God it was the middle of summer, went to the river and set up the gazebo and put the barbecue up and had a few rods and, we're just fishing away and having a swim and there was like 10 of us.
Yeah.
And I've decided, well, Wiki wasn't getting in the water too much. So I said, I'll just take his jacket off because it's hot. So I took his jacket off. I've got on the tyre tractor's tubes.
Yeah,
and I've just decided, I'll go out in the middle of the
Have
river.
a bit of a float.
Yeah. And I pumped my way out to this log in the middle of the river and I'm holding onto it and just sitting there relaxing. And well, my dog's realised I'm not there, so he's decided, oh, shit, I'm going to go save him. And he's realised that halfway he wasn't floating like he normally does.
Oh, right.
So he started panicking.
The lazy doggy paddle wasn't working for him.
No. He started going back and, I could see his head going under a few times. And all I remember is I jumped off this tractor tube and I started swimming as hard as I could to him. I finally got the little man. I picked him up and he's doing his old cheek thing. He loves doing it, like blowing.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
And I put him back on the bank and I said, oh, shit, I might put the jacket back on him because he kind of lost his confidence.
Yeah, yep.
So I put the jacket back on him. Well, then he's realised, he's like, oh, I know what this thing is. This thing keeps me above the water. So I've walked back out, grabbed my tractor tube, gone back to the same log, and this is 20 minutes later. He's come rolling out, and I've gone, oh, well, he should be right this time to make it out to me. Well, he stopped swimming halfway and just let the current take him downstream.
He ain't dumb.
I'm singing out to him. He's just staring at me, just
floating.
Well, by the time I've got off the tube and tried to catch him, I've caught him like 70, 80 metres downstream. And I'm drowning because I sink like a rock. And he's got this life jacket on. So I'm struggling to breathe. And here he is like, it's a cruisy day.
Yeah, chilling out.
I remember getting back to where we had the gazebo and I'm huffing and puffing like, no good. And I sat down in the chair and I remember watching him walk a couple of steps out in the water. I said, don't you fucking dare. So I ended up putting him in the lead off that. I was like, that's your last warning today, mate.
Oh, too much.
He's a good little boat doggy, but.
Oh, isn't he? And he can find a good fishing spot every now and then. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he got a good one in the river for us.
So, cod opening, we're heading down one of our local spots that we like to have a go at. I think it was the first trip of the season.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're motoring down, first spot, which was our honey hole, which we were checking after all the floods and everything. No good. Like, oh, shit, well, we need to find a new honey hole. Heading down, next spot, no good. Getting a bit sick of this. Anyway, keep motoring down. Whiskey starts barking his head off at this spot. We're like, what the fuck is going on here?
We better pull up.
And we're like, oh, that's a sign, if any. Pull up to this spot, and we're just on a bit of bait fishing, sort of mid-arvo. And then rods start absolutely going off.
Yeah.
They weren't huge fish. They were 60s, but geez, we called them for bigger fish. Just like we said before, those fat fish in the river at the moment.
Yeah.
You call them for so much bigger.
You do, yeah.
But I remember you chucked out a bait and got snagged. And
a fish ate it.
Yeah, your other rod went off. You're reeling that rod in, and then all of a sudden the one that's on a snag starts going off.
Yeah, Whiskey had cod flying to him everywhere. He was doing more licking than barking. Yeah.
He's like, "Come on, boys, fish are over here. Let's get some licks on."
Yeah, God, yeah. But like the one thing I've taught Whiskey in a boat is like obviously majority of my fishing's lure fishing. So
Yeah.
as a young age, I taught him that once a fish is netted, even though he's overexcited and he just wants to lick it, he's got to sit down and wait for the lure to come out of the fish's mouth. And, mate, I'll be sitting there and he's jittering, ready to go. And as soon as that lure pops out of his mouth, he's there.
Having a lick.
So
Whiskey approved.
Whiskey approved.
The whiskey stamp of approval. A lick on every fish.
I'll tell you the day he approved a Xeric fish trap, 95 mil at Windermere.
Why did he pick one up, did he?
Yeah, I was looking at live scope
Before you taught him not to take him.
Yeah. Oh, he was fresh. He was 6 months old.
Yeah, right.
And I was looking at live scope going, oh, yeah, yep, trying to work out where I'm going to cast and stuff. And, yeah, I felt something on the end of my rod and I was like, oh, shit.
What the fuck's that?
And I didn't have it in the water. Spun around. And here's me dog just with this 95 mil fish trap just laying across his jaw.
Oh.
And I'm like, I've got swing and assists on that. Like, this ain't going to be pretty. And I've gone, oh, well, drop it. Well, he's just carefully opened his mouth and dropped it down. And it didn't hook him once. I was like, holy shit.
That is so lucky.
Oh, mate.
That is so lucky. Oh, and you see those horror stories about, a family pet or a kid picking up a lure wrong and just...
Yeah. Luke Carney's had one dog eat a soft vibe.
Oh, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah, another vet trip.
Oh, that's no good. No, enough about that. But what about the Australia Day trip with Wiki Dog? You remember that?
Oh, is this a shit story?
It's a shit story, all right. So, yeah, we talked about the Australia Day trip, and it is one of those classic trips. We had like 15 people out there camping, fishing, boating, bit of skiing, kneeboard, and whatever else. But whatever takes your fancy, we were doing it. Yeah. Anyway, I think it was a Sunday morning, and it was hot. Everyone's slowly getting out of the swags, a couple of sore heads popping up now and then. Anyway, I can hear Whiskey whining. He's like, Dad, let me out.
It's toilet time.
It's toilet time. Anyway, I'm sleeping just with the fly screen open. I see Whiskey pop out and he runs off, goes to the toilet around off in the bush and comes back. And he's come into your bloody swag. And all I hear is you erupt going, what the fuck is that? Get out! Get out!
Yeah, I kicked him out that day. Filthy bastard.
What had happened, mate?
Well, one of the boys had gone up 30 metres beyond camp and had a shit. So Whiskey's decided to go up and have his own shit and on the way back have a roll in one of the boys' shits. So, and then climb into me swag. I just got this almighty whiff of shit and I was like, you bastard. Fuck.
And the worst thing is you wouldn't want to touch him at that point.
No. And by the time I'd got out of my swag dry heaving from my toes, he'd gone into two other boys' swags and jumped in with them. So there's three of us at the bank, all dry heaving. And I'm trying to wash me dog. And I'm like, who's the culprit? Who shit up the hill? Yeah, it was no good.
Oh,
no good.
I remember that. I always bring my camp boxes when I go out, and I do some pretty long trips, so I've got, body wash and shampoo and everything you could ever need, these two camp boxes, and you come over and you stole the old bottle of Pantene, took Whiskey down to the edge of the water and gave him a good old scrub.
I did, yeah. God. That was
that's just rank. He's a funny dog, but oh man.
He lives for it though.
He does. He really lives for fishing, just like you, really, eh?
Yeah, he does, 100%.
Oh, that's so good.
I love even when I try and hook up the boat. He's in and out. He's in the car. If I open the car door while I'm setting up a boat, even though it takes me 2 hours to set the boat up and get ready to go, he will not get out of that car. He's there forever.
Old fishing dogs, aren't they just great?
It's safe 100%. With you.
I think mine's a bit too big. I've got an old wolfhound cross Great Dane. He's probably a bit too big for the boat, but you see a couple of boys getting around with some cool boat dogs. Like I've seen a couple of German short-haired pointers and Jack Russells, Foxies, all that sort of stuff.
Jack Russells are the best.
Yeah, they're great little dogs. They really are. I've never been a big fan of small dogs.
No.
But after fishing and being around Whiskey all this time, I'm like,
Yeah,
you know, I'm a bit turned around to it, to be honest.
Oh, it's just good. Like he's nice and small. Like he doesn't get in the way.
Yeah. If you need to take stuff for him, it doesn't take up a huge amount of space.
Yeah, no, God, no. Yeah. And like you can go camping and you don't take food because he fucking gets food off everyone.
Yeah.
And by the time he gets home, he's got a waddle in him. Like he eats better than us when we go camping. So,
but he loves taking off on the bank. Loves chasing after ducks.
oh yeah, remember the day at Windermere?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's that thing running across the other side of the bank? Like,
Yeah,
it's
we
a
just see this
speckle.
big flock of ducks take off in the air. Like, what the fuck's going on over there? There's this little white and brown thing across the other side of the bank.
And he is full leg like a greyhound, just head to the ground and ass up, and he's just like full pelt at these ducks. And I'm like, holy shit. And I remember I sung out to him, and it took him 40 minutes to get back around the bay to come back to us. Like
He got around there so quick.
little bastard.
He must have eyed him off from a while away.
And he done well to work out he could walk around the bay and get on the other side of the hill. And
Oh, bless him.
you little bastard.
Oh.
Well, Dane, we've also had a story come into the podcast.
Yeah, mate. Sure have. Rodney, he sent us in a story to the old Gmail account.
So open up the ear holes for this one.
It's pretty funny. So it starts off, "G'day, boys. Just a quick fishing tale from the last weekend. I hope you can use it." Well, mate, sure are.
Let's go.
I took my mate James, also known as Wilson to some, to the Mukawa arm of the Burrendong Dam for an overnight fishing trip. We headed out on Saturday arvo for a late fish, trolling up the old faithful stump jumpers. We were probably on a pretty good redfin bite, and at the moment, that dam is going pretty hard on redfin.
Yeah, thick as poison out there now.
Yeah, we had a good mate the last couple of weeks and getting a couple of 400s was getting.
Yeah, he found a school of 400s. And
Just pulling hand over fist.
belted the shit out of him.
So he continues and says, "We're sucking down a few blackfish cans and generally having a good time. After we put a few redfin in the live well, James said, 'Hold on, mate. I think I need to have a piss before we start trolling again.' So he unzips and heads over to the edge of the boat and continues to relieve himself into the dam. Upon completion, he puts his tackle away, zips up, and proceeds to bend over, scoops a couple of handfuls of water, splashes one on his face and one over his head." He sits back in his chair and he says, "Gee, that water stinks a bit." Must be the blackfish cans. At this stage, we both broke out in laughter as we realised that he's just scooped up the water from where he was just pissing.
There's a life lesson right there.
It was a running joke for the rest of the weekend. Keep up the good work with the podcast. I enjoy listening to it on my work road trips.
How good is that?
Thanks for sending that in, Rod. That's gold, that is.
Oh, mate. Like, you reckon there's bubbles on top or what?
Couple of frog eggs, you reckon?
Amen. Amen.
Oh, mate, that's funny.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Well, I reckon, like, yeah, if anyone's got a story, you're more than welcome to send it in. Our email's on our socials.
Yep.
Send it to our inbox on Facebook.
Yep. So it's codtailspodcast@gmail.com. And we love hearing these. We've got a few over the last couple of months and always a good little tummy ticklers in there. And even a bloke sent in a story and he's got a leg sleeve or something about his Murray cod and it was awesome tattoo.
Yeah, cracking
awesome tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't hold back when you're writing them in too. What you think, you say.
As long as you're happy to be said on air, mate. Don't have to mention too many last names or nothing. So.
Yeah. First name basis.
Even use fake names, I don't care. Good story's good story.
Old Bill and Bob.
Righto. Well, you might fucking call it there, eh? Might do a bit of a plug for our Yellow Belly comp.
Yeah, it's up and running.
It's up and running. It's ready to go. And as we said before, we want a photo on a brag mat with something codtails in there, stubby holder, written on a piece of paper, on your phone, whatever. just something on that brag mat to say that, this is for the codtails competition. Let's go.
And there's no restricted areas wherever you go down your local, whatever. Slap it on a brag mat, and if it's the biggest yella
by
we see
December
come
1st, yep.
Amen.
Yeah. What's your call, mate? What do you reckon the biggest is going to be?
I reckon we're going to see a mid-60s this time.
A mid-60s?
Yeah.
I'm going to call like a 67 or a 68.
I really hope so.
Yeah. I have seen some big yellas come out this year, like especially out of Hume area.
Oh, that's ridiculous. I know there was a 71 caught on the weekend of this podcast, mate.
That's a stonker, isn't it?
But it's for our listeners, so...
Yep, that's right. So you listen to this and you hear this comp, you're in it to win it.
Yeah, and it's a good prize pack. Like $300 worth of Wilson and Bone cod gear for December 1st.
Yeah, that'd be unreal. And there's some lures in there that we use very frequently.
There's a lure in there that I've caught my meter 17 on. So
is it the same colour?
Nah, it's different colour.
Slightly different colour.
This colour's a new one. I haven't played with this one yet.
Yeah, righto. Well, that's exciting, isn't it?
Proper.
Yeah. What's your biggest for the season so far?
I got a 600 on dot on the weekend.
600 on the dot?
Oh, I shouldn't say that. He was just under.
Just under.
That's long line on that one. No, he was
stretch him out.
59.
Yeah.
So
59 something.
Yeah.
I think I've got a 580 so far. So hopefully once I get over and do a bit more edge fishing, try and crack that up a little bit.
Plenty of 600s floating around. So
yeah, I've seen so many posts of 600 plushes and they look healthy as anything.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Righto, we'll leave you to it.
Thanks for that.
See ya.
See yous.